Did you know that in Monsters University, the way Pixar created Monsters University was inspired by numerous universities in America? The red brick buildings were inspired from Harvard, archways were inspired from Stanford University, and the centerpiece of Monsters University was modeled after the iconic Great Dome from MIT University. And also the entrance from the campus looks like the gate from the Berkeley University. Did you know that in Rick and Morty, in one of the episodes, there's a commercial about fake doors?
Still here? Still selling fake doors?
You can actually visit the website and buy fake doors. Every door is sold $500. Did you know that in Toy Story, Buzz Lightyear was originally intended to be named Lunar Larry, a name which was quickly changed to Morph, Tempest, and Star Command. In the end, the name Buzz was chosen to honor Edwin Buzz, the man who landed on the moon with Neil Armstrong. Did you know that in Rick and Morty, in the early stages of making Rick and Morty, the show was supposed to be called The Adventures of Doc and Marty, featuring Doc Brown and Marty McFly. But when it was presented to Adult Swim, the name changed to Rick and Morty. Did you know that in Turning Red, the kind old man in Turning Red who performs the ritual was very familiar to the audience? That's because the voice actor has worked in voiceover for decades. That person is James Hong, who also voices Poe's father in Kung Fu Panda and the advisor in Mulan. Did you know that in Brave, there were 3 big inaccuracies in the movie? In one of the scenes, the family eats some potatoes, but there were no potatoes in the Scotland area in the 9th century. And also, Merida's horse is from a modern breed that didn't exist in the 9th century. The third one will be in the comments down below. Did you know that in Toy Story, Woody was named after the American athlete Woody Strode, which was not only a football player but also an actor and a soldier in the Second World War? Did you know that in The Incredibles, the idea of the villain syndrome was inspired from Batman and Robin? The crew thought, what if Robin felt bad about how Batman treated him? So with that idea, they created a villain called Zarek that later changed to Syndrome. You missed this in Adventure Time. Justin Roiland, the voice of Earl the Lemon Grab and also the voice of Rick and Morty, couldn't speak properly for 2 weeks after saying this iconic line in Adventure Time.
Unacceptable!
This exact line is played in the TV in one of the episodes of Rick and Morty. Did you know that in Turning Red, the reason May takes so many French classes is because it makes her connections to Robert stronger, and that's exactly why she dreams about Robert in Paris. Did you know that in Toy Story, when Pixar was choosing voice actors for Buzz, Billy Crystal was eventually chosen but he didn't quite accept it. After the movie, he said that it was his biggest mistake not to accept Buzz Lightyear. So John Lasseter phone called him and gave him the role of Mike Wazowski from Monsters Inc. released in 2001. And instead of becoming Buzz's voice, he became Mike's voice. Did you know that in Monsters University, Don's mustache looks exactly like the old Batman logo? Although this is not a certified fact, but once you see it, you can't unsee it from then on. Did you know that in Rick and Morty, Rick's catchphrase Wubba Lubba Dub Dub was recorded as an outtake that got its way to the show? It is revealed by Bird Person that in his native language, this phrase means I'm in great pain. Please help me. Did you know that in Toy Story, in the scene where Buzz and Woody are in the gas station under the Pizza Planet truck, we can see a sign which says Dinoco. Dinoco was the oil company in the Cars world. Did you know that in Turning Red, everything from the story to the animation is just copy and pasted from other cartoons? The main story was inspired from Disney's Goofy movie, which was about growing up and having a life on your own. The red panda's appearance and size was inspired from My Neighbor Totoro. And the movie's animation style and color were inspired by so many Japanese anime including Sailor Moon and Pokemon. And the most obvious example is the big anime eyes on the characters. Did you know that in The Incredibles, the bombing villain in the beginning of the movie was originally intended to be called after a French vintage champagne company called Dom Perignon. But the company didn't like the idea of a French villain who used bombs, so it was changed to Bon Voyage. You missed this in Monsters University. In the ending of Monsters University, Mike and Sully get expelled for cheating. But the problem is that George Anderson also cheated in the first round. So this makes the question, why didn't George Anderson also get expelled just like Mike and Sully? Did you know that in The Incredibles, Samuel L. Jackson, who voices Frozone, was given the power of creating ice and snow because Brad Bird thought he has the coolest voice among the cast?